All right, what's up guys? Well, it has been a minute since I've been able to make a detailing video. It is freezing cold in the Northeast. I've had the water to the pressure line off for like 6 weeks now, so it's been at least that long, if not longer, since I've washed a car. I'm kind of going through withdrawals, but this is a video that we can make despite the cold. Today, I want to do a little comparison between Koch-Chemie Top Star and 303 Aerospace Protectant for an interior detailing topper, like a finisher to your vinyl, rubber, and plastic. I made a video a couple months ago on the Koch-Chemie Leather Star, Green Star, and Top Star as an interior detailing combo. By the way, check out that video if you haven't already, because fantastic set of products. Love them. They're like my go-to for the most part for all things interior. But I've been wanting to try 303 because that's a product that's been around forever. A lot of people love it. It's like a staple in most, detailing cabinets. And really special thank you, by the way, to Michael from Mad Car Care for sending me this. I made a comment about this in one of the videos about wanting to try this. So he sent me a bottle, so much appreciated, brother. I was really excited to give this a try. Now, 303 has a broader sort of set of applications. It's used for a lot of other stuff besides just an interior finisher, topper, what have you, but really just gonna focus on that aspect of it. And a lot of things like these products are pretty similar in that regard for the most part, right? So they both have some degree of UV protection. They both have some kind of water repellency or resistance, anti-static properties. So for a little while, at least after you apply them, it'll repel dust a little bit. And they both are pretty similar in cost, right? So the Top Star, right now you can get this on Amazon for about $31. This is a 1 liter bottle, 33.8 ounces. So that works out to about 91 cents an ounce. And for the 303, this is $16 for a 16 ounce bottle. So right at about $1 an ounce. So the 303 is a little bit more expensive, not by much. Like 9 cents an ounce more expensive, but I feel like these are representative of the most common sized bottles that people use. Obviously, if you have a detailing shop and you buy in bulk, you're gonna save a little bit more money, but for the most part, for most people, I feel like these are the common sizes. So despite their differences, or despite their similarities, there are some differences. We'll get into that in a minute. All right, so for our test subject here today, we're gonna use Nardo, because Nardo hasn't really had any interior cleaning or dressing done in a little while, so I feel like that would be a good subject to use. So we're gonna do the front driver's side door with the Top Star and the passenger side door with the 303. And ahead of time, cleaned it up with some Green Star in this foamer bottle to get everything all cleaned up. I would say, again, dude, the Green Star in a foamer bottle is such a magical combination. I cannot recommend this stuff enough. Even if you already have your, interior detailing cleaning product of choice, like whether it's P&S Express or Meguiar's D101, I mean, I have come to love the Green Star, but really the foamer bottle is just magic. Can't recommend that enough. So we're gonna start with the driver's side door in the Top Star, right? Now, from the onset, I would say, one, when you buy this, it comes with a pop top, right? I've used this a couple of times now, and I think it's time to use the spray bottle. I don't think you're getting as good of an application with this stuff just using the pop top, because it just kind of squirts out into a microfiber towel, which, by the way, I would say for both of these, I would strongly recommend applying them to a microfiber towel and then wipe down whatever panel or surface that you're gonna treat. Don't spray this stuff directly on because it'll just get unruly and you very easily run the risk of using way more than you actually need. Anyway, when it comes to the application, right away, I mean, this stuff works awesome. If you have sort of dull, untreated plastic, you can immediately see the color change. And yeah, it goes on really smoothly. By default, Top Star absolutely gives you that matte finish that I think plastic should have. So, you really don't need to do a lot with this in order to get it to work right away. As soon as you apply it, get a good coating on it. And I mean, it's about as hassle-free of an application as you can get when it comes to this. When it comes to smell, by the way, it's another thing, it's worth commenting on, I guess, that I love the way Top Star smells. It has like a very clean, I don't even know what the scent is. It's just like a very airy, clean scent to it. So 303, right? So Top Star, awesome, love it. 303, applying this to either side. Now, one thing I've seen some people say about 303 is that they feel that it is too oily and greasy. I will say that I don't agree with that, but I understand why people have that opinion of 303 because it is super easy to over apply this. And if you over apply it, it will be oily, right? So this stuff has sort of a default position of a satin finish, which I think is like, and this is nitpicky, but I think it has like a tick more pop to it, I guess, than Top Star does, right? So kind of more of a satin finish right off the bat. You can buff this down to a matte finish, but again, if you over apply it, it's gonna be a pain to sort of dull that down to even its, factory setting of a satin finish. So just a heads up, anybody, if you think this is oily, I don't think it's oily. I just think that the potential for it to be overused is going to result in something that is going to seem oily. I think texture-wise, they both have a very similar feeling. If you get it on your hands, it's kind of like a slight sort of slickness feeling, which, by the way, also worth noting, do not apply these things to anything that you don't want to be slippery. Not good for all-weather floor mats, running boards, nothing that you don't want to be slick. Pedals, nothing like that. So talking about plastic and rubber trim pieces only. Another thing that where this stuff a little bit goes a very long way, you don't need a lot of this to get a good solid coverage. You can immediately see that transformation of any kind of dull untreated plastic to this. But again, it's a little bit more of a satin feel, so it's not shiny, but it is not that, I don't feel like it is that factory plastic vibe. Not unless you buff it down further, which just takes a little bit extra work. When it comes to smell, I mean, it's got a little bit of a chemical smell. It actually kind of reminds me of ectoplasm. If you're a kid of the 80s and you ever had like the Ghostbusters toys, like the ectoplasm, the green slimy stuff, kind of smells like that. Now, when it comes to rubber, I do think that factory new rubber has a little bit more of a depth to it. Topstar will do the same thing to your rubber weather stripping as it does to the plastic. It will, if it's faded, if it kind of looks, like a little dingy, it's gonna dress it up, but it is a little bit flatter than I think new factory rubber would look. Still goes on just as easily, and I think, most people would be happy with how it does, but 303 on the other hand, because it has that default satin finish setting, which sounds funny to say that about a liquid, but nonetheless, here we are. Yeah, but this stuff on rubber, I mean, I think this is the go-to. I think it makes rubber look new. And I said earlier that 303 has a little bit broader spectrum use than something like Topstar, which is really just an interior, detailing product for, finishing or topping your pieces. 303 on the other hand, like I said, they both have UV protection, but 303 I think has stronger UV protection. They both have some degree of water repellency, but Topstar is really more water resistant to a degree, and 303 is more water repellent. So a little bit of a difference there. And 303, huge in the boating community because using this stuff on vinyl, which like a lot of, boat seating and stuff, if you have a convertible and you have, the vinyl top to a convertible or a tonneau cover on your truck, whatever, this stuff is gonna be more utilitarian in the sense that it is more protectant. It does do a better job of that stuff. It's designed to do that stuff for stuff that gets a lot of sun exposure and everything like that. So while as this does have UV protection, it's great for stuff inside of your interior, but this is better for outside stuff. And again, it just looks good. I think it just looks great. So yeah, this is, I think, gonna be a better protectant on your weather stripping than what you're gonna get from Topstar. Goes on this side. So, okay, where are we overall, right? If I'm comparing these two, for plastic all day long, I'm going with Topstar. I think this makes plastic how it should look from the factory. It's got that matte finish. It's awesome. It goes on nice and easy, and it's harder to overdo this than it is with the 303. Like the 303 can easily be overdone. You can easily use too much of it. This, if you do use too much of it and you leave it there, it'll be greasy, but it's harder to do that. So I just think this is easier to apply. When it comes to rubber, again, all day long, weather stripping, I'm going with the 303. So at the end of the day, I think both of them have a place in your detailing cabinet, right? So, most people who are detailing enthusiasts, hobbyists, you've got a million different products for a bunch of different things. You got something for carbon fiber, something for carpet, something for leather, something for plastic, all-round surface cleaner for, your instrument cluster and your screen, stuff like that. So I definitely, see use for having both products. If I only had to pick one, like let's say I'm trying to be a minimalist and I could only go with one, for me, it's gonna be Topstar, just because, I'm not doing boats and vinyl covers and all that other kind of stuff. If I was, I would go with the 303 all day long. But for general interior pieces, which is mostly plastic, you can use 303, by the way, on leather. It says you can. I wouldn't. I would still stick with a dedicated leather cleaner. But if I had to just go with one, I think I'm still going with Topstar because, again, I think I love how it looks on the plastic by default, and it's just easier to apply and you don't run that risk of overdoing it. But like I said, I'm happy to use both, and if you can swing it, I would definitely recommend having both of them. So, all right, guys. Well, there you go. I've been wanting to do that for a while. It's just something I've always wanted to try. Love the 303. Thank you again, Michael from Mad Car Care, for sending this to me. By the way, that's the guy. He makes the spray nozzle tip holder. So if you have a pressure washer gun, spray nozzle tip holder is an absolute must-have. Check that out in the description below, along with both of these products if you want to check them out further. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Oh, that's a nice sticker. Dig it. What do you think? Right here?
Yeah.
All right. Right there. Cool. Love it.